Good morning and greetings, everybody that has joined us so far. I see Mark Weston from Joburg is quick on the chat this morning. Good morning, Mark, and to Paulette. Love you all to familiarize yourself. Go down to the bottom of your screen, down to the chat function. Let us know where you are connecting from around this beautiful globe of ours on this Saturday, the 12th of February, 2022. My name is Janine Stocker, and I have the absolute privilege of introducing you to a concept, a company, a blockchain strategy, and to some of my global business partners that are going to be able to take you through what we have planned for you today. So we're planning to spend just over an hour with you, and we're going to start off with the presentation. We're then going to head into what to do over the next 48 hours and how to understand some of our platforms a little bit more. We're then going to share some resources where you can get more information, and we're then going to be sharing how you can be part of some live events we have coming up, as well as an online workshop if you're joining us from around the world. We have a lot of people that are joining us from around the world. As you're popping onto the call, it's really great to have you on the call. I know for those of our partners in Europe and the UK, it is really early in the morning there and a little bit chilly. It's beautiful here in sunny South Africa. I'm based in Johannesburg at the moment, and it is the most magnificent day. So I want to just start off by congratulating you for taking the time to be on the call today, where we get the opportunity of sharing a company and some strategies that might be of benefit and of use to you. There is a huge shift and global adoption of cryptocurrencies taking place. And I read an article this morning of being Valentine weekend with Valentine's Day on a Monday coming up. If you celebrate Valentine's, why you should be buying Bitcoin or cryptos instead of flowers. I'll share a little bit more with you later on. But first up, I'd love to introduce you to one of my business partners who's based down in Cape Town. He's an IT executive, came out of the corporate space, and has chosen to pursue an opportunity within the blockchain space and build on his portfolio and teach and educate others to do that. And I just want to say up front, thank you so much to the servant leaders who are going to be on the call today that I get to introduce you to, who give up their time week after week to help our community get educated. And one of those gentlemen who has an innate understanding of technology is Brendan Jones, who's going to be presenting GS Partners to you. So Brendan, thank you so much for your time, and over to you.
Thanks very much, Janine. Morning, afternoon, evening, everyone from around the world. I see lots of people online from everywhere. And as Janine says, if you're on this call for the first time to listen to a presentation overview of how to safely, transparently get into the cryptocurrency blockchain world, the blockchain space, and start earning yourself some passive income through multiple income streams in the most exciting areas that are happening right now in the blockchain space. As Janine says, don't buy roses, get some crypto. So if you want to diversify into crypto, we've got a platform for you. And just allow me just to share my screen to get going. Welcome to active partners in the business, because we are a community. We are a global community around the world. And we're looking to educate and empower people to get into the crypto space and start creating themselves some cash flow, and creating some wealth, because people need alternates. They need alternate solutions to what crises we are currently facing. So as Janine said, I come from an IT background, so just a disclaimer, I'm not a tax specialist. I'm not here to offer you tax advice at all. I'm not a financial advisor either. I have no experience in the financial advisory space, but I have diversified into crypto many, many years ago, and it has changed my life. And I'll be sharing my story and others along this call today, sharing their story, how they've diversified into crypto and changed their cards that they've been dealt. There's also a business opportunity side, the partner rewards program, as they call it, in GS Partners, and there is some potential to earn some additional residual income on top of all the passive incomes you could utilize in our products and services. We can make some residual income, and there's no guarantees of income there at all. That effort you put into your own business is like starting any business on your own. It's entire amount of time, effort, skill, techniques you put into it, vested time into that, to get you results. There's no guaranteed results on the business partner side. So GS Partners, has a great opportunity for people to change the cards that they've been dealt with, because currently right now we are facing massive, massive crisis. We know traditional banks aren't working for us as much as maybe our parents used to do. I speak to my father, who had a normal retirement and pension, etc., in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and who retired. Today, if we're looking at people retiring in 2015, 2020, etc., globally, It's not the same as it was 20, 30, 40 years ago. So those traditional avenues where people have always sought to one day retire, create some wealth, or potentially create some cash flow through interest is no longer working in those traditional markets. We know government protocols around vaccinations, around travel, around doing business has been tremendously impactful over the last 18 to 2 years. COVID has impacted us. It doesn't matter where you are. I'm in South Africa doing this from Cape Town, beautiful day here. I can see Table Mountain out the window here. But we've had to pivot, and we've had to adjust the way we do business. We now are facing an incredible, exciting digital economy where we can run businesses from home, utilizing superb fiber, internet connectivity, and embrace the social media world. Because with social media and vaccinations and government and misinformation, all of these are impacting us. But we can actually move smartly into these areas, into alternative ways, which I'll share shortly, to make it not so tough, because it is tough right now for many people, and they're looking for answers and they're looking for solutions. So what is stopping you from changing your cards? Well, you may have asked Brendan, well, how do I do that? Well, I mean, I've only know about traditional banks. Well, there are ways that you could move into performing markets and assets. And when I mean performing markets and assets, I'm going to cover that first now, and then I'll touch on later about earning from a global network and having absolute control of your money, not centralized in a bank under centralization, authority, and control there. You can change your cards, and you could do so, step one, by moving into performing markets and assets. And there's no better performing market and asset such as cryptocurrency. It's not a new word now. I don't have to talk about Bitcoin or Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies. It's not, 5, 6 years ago, people were skeptical. We know now it's changed many lives. It's made lots of millionaires, billionaires, dollar billionaires, that people that started to diversify 5, 10 years ago into crypto, they have changed their lives. And it's not too late. We are still sitting at the tip of the iceberg. We can see traditional financial institutions such as JP Morgan, MicroStrategy, Grayscale, they are starting to diversify some of that old money. They're moving it into the new age money, cryptocurrency. The financial evolution is happening right under our noses right now. And in a few years' time, it's going to be standardized. But there's still only a small percentage of people globally that have embraced cryptocurrency and started reaping the benefits from it, because there's some exciting ways to create passive income in the crypto world. If we look at the crypto market, it's now over $2 trillion. It's not a small thing anymore. Gold that's been around for thousands of years is a $10 trillion market. Crypto is already passing 1/5 on the way there, and it will probably supersede gold in the next year or two. That means it's in less than 15 years, crypto is overtaking gold, which has been around for thousands of years as a store of wealth, as an asset. And it's grown tremendously. It's been the best performing commodity over the last 10 years. Crypto has grown 1 billion% since 2008, 2009. It's huge if you're diversified into that space. And one of the other key areas, other than when we talk about performing markets and assets, is the gaming market. We know gaming, since we've had smart phones come out in the market in the last 5, 6, 7 years, everyone's got a smartphone now. Everyone plays mobile games. Everyone plays games on their tablets, iPads, etc., online, on their computers, the PlayStations, Xboxes. Everything is digital. Everything is online. The video gaming market is huge. It's heading to $100 billion. They say it'll be $500 billion in total markets by 2026. It's big in terms of what's happening. It's on its way to also a $1 trillion market. Now, when I say let's get into this gaming market, I don't mean let's start playing games 10, 12 hours a day on your mobile phone. There are smart ways that you could actually get a piece of this pie just as a customer, just as someone who's diversified into that market to earn drips of the passive income, which everyone else is doing the activity on. There are smart ways to you to own a piece of that gaming market without even to start your own gaming company. And of course, finally, NFTs are incredible, non-fungible tokens. NFTs, that's digital art, digital merchandise, anything digitally stored online on the blockchain, which is a unique asset. There's only one of a kind. It is non-fungible. There's no two of kind. And people and artists are starting to store collectibles. You can get collectibles from gaming. Those are all NFTs, and that's going to change the world as we move future. If you've seen Ready Player One, which is a Steven Spielberg movie, I suggest you watch it. That just shows the power of NFTs and how the future will work in terms of what we value ourselves. No longer will I be walking around saying, hey, look at my watch or look at the car I drive. It'll be what digital assets or NFTs do you have with your name on the social media world onto the metaverse as we move on to, and I'll talk a bit about that later. Metaverse is just another world, a digital world separate from Earth, but it's all online where you can do anything. Great movie if you haven't watched it. It'll show you the power of NFTs. Forbes say NFTs are the future of e-commerce. It's a quote unquote from Forbes magazine. Better believe it. And you could get and diversify into these performing markets with GS Partners. Because you're asking, how do I get into the gaming? How do I get into NFTs? How do I get into crypto? So where do you start? Well, you could start by putting some money into there. You know, you could diversify some from $100, even less than $100, from $33. I'll share a package you can get for $33, where you could diversify into all three, spread along the crypto market, the gaming market, and the NFT market, which GS Partners offers all under one platform. Now, if you say, now, I've got more than $100, let me put $1,000, you can also do that. The sky's the limit how much you want to diversify into these areas, which are growing tremendously in billions and billions and billions, soon trillions of dollars in terms of the future, in terms of their market. You could start where you can, depending on what your financial situation is. Everyone's been dealt harder cards or lesser cards, etc. in their life. There is options for you from as low as $33 to get into this world. So you can say, cool, I've got some money. I've got my dollars. I've got my pound, euro, wherever you are around the world. How do I get into that? Well, we've got what we call cryptocurrency exchanges, which allow you to exchange fiat. And when I say fiat, that's traditional money. Exchange fiat, dollar, euro, pound, dirham, ringgit, yen, wherever you're around the world. Exchange it using cryptocurrency exchanges like Binance, into Binance Coin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether. These cryptocurrency coins and exchanges, keep it into crypto, and then from those cryptos, you've moved your money to cryptocurrency. You can move from those cryptocurrencies in the middle, you can move them into these performing markets and assets. Type in the chat box if crypto excites you. Type in the comments if NFT, type NFT if NFT excites you, or gaming if gaming excites you, or all three. All three are areas that you could choose to diversify, and believe me, these are performing markets and assets by a matter of fact, in terms of stats that we've seen just in the last 12 months alone, and predicted by top financial institutions in the year ahead. And you could diversify some of your fiat using crypto exchanges. All of this is available on our GS Partners platform, crypto, and move it into these NFTs. So it may seem complicated, but it's done simply for you. It's done on our platform, on our website, and we're a community. You know, GS Partners is a global community, and it allows you to get into those performing markets and assets from, remember I said, from as low as $33 a month. You could get into this GS Partners platform and move into what we call our metaverse. It's our Lydian world. It's a digital world, digital land, which has a whole bunch of products and services that allow you to earn multiple passive income streams. You don't have to be an expert. You may be going, wow, this sounds complicated. You just need to diversify some of your money into crypto, into this Lydian world. Choose the avenues, plug that money, that crypto into avenues that will create yourself passive income in this metaverse, in this Lydian world, where you could decide your own role. Credible. And when you diversify some of your money into crypto, into this NFT voucher, which starts at $33 to become an active partner, and you get yourself some NFT, you're going to get yourself some internal currency in this world. Now, think of that as Monopoly money while you're playing Monopoly, or casino chips while you're in the casino. You play in the casino with casino chips, and when you've used their products and services, craps, roulette, blackjack in the casino, you could cash out back to your normal fiat currency. And the internal currency is called Lydian Lion. And you actually get about 60 Lydian Lions, which is worth almost $60. It's $1 a Lydian Lion for $33 spent. So you've already created yourself, that's like going to the casino and putting $100 down and getting $200 of casino chips to play in the casino. Really exciting, 2 for 1. Now, with those Lydian Lions, you could get yourself into the Lydian world. And I'm going to discuss what your first step is. When you've got that internal currency, you're going to take those Lydian Lions and you're going to get yourself a citizenship. So we could take that asset, that Lydian Lion internal currency in this world, and get ourselves a citizenship digitally anywhere around the world. Of course, different countries cost different values. Think of this as a monopoly board, and you're going around the monopoly board buying streets or utilities. Of course, the last row of the monopoly board, wherever you are in the world, there's different streets in different countries, always have the most expensive streets or utilities or railroads, etc. Now, there are different values in terms of the GDP, the products and services that are sold in these countries, which you could purchase a digital citizenship. And once you own that street, because people are making activity, they do utilizing the products and services in this metaverse, you will earn small rental income or tax income from that street. Like in Monopoly, whenever someone lands on your street, you owe me some Monopoly money. This happens automatically in the world, that you could buy a citizenship, and whatever products and services GS partners globally sell in that country, you will earn a small percentage passive income share of that, a share of the profits of the products and services that are sold, because you're a citizenship of that country and you have bought yourself a citizenship through Lydian lines. Remember, you get 60 Lydian lines for that $33, and you could choose whatever country. Some may be 1,000 or 10,000 Lydian lines to get a citizenship, but of course the bigger countries will allow you to earn bigger income because they are selling more products and services in those countries. So that's really exciting. You can obviously upgrade your citizenship in a country all the way up to president. Think of that as a monopoly board, adding greenhouses and eventually a hotel on the street that you own. You could also become a president of a country or senator, etc., and earn better percentage share of the profits that are generated in this world. Don't overcomplicate it. It's as simple as that. You can start off as a citizen, and if you want to pay more to upgrade your status to governor, congressman, you can bid more Lydian lines to improve your value of that country's passport that you digitally own in the metaverse. So that's a great way for you to really move into performing markets and assets. It's a small risk with small return, and you have already changed your cards. You're already starting to earn drips of passive income because you are a citizen in that country. And you could buy multiple citizenships. You don't have to buy one. You could be a citizen in 100 countries. The choice is yours. You have the options, and all the stats are there for you to view on the platform. Now, that's already one key area moving into the performing markets, into that metaverse. You are still in that performing market and assets. I'm going to talk about a second big one for the big money. Now, this is incredibly exciting. I'm really, really excited about this. Digital mining in these countries you could do once you are a citizen. So once you become a citizen in any one of these countries, in this Lydian world, in this metaverse, you could digitally mine resources. That requires no skill. It's a click of a button. You start mining and the money comes in passively. There's no requirements, no skills, no IT, no crypto knowledge. It's just a click of a button simply on our platform. And there are various mining contracts starting at 18%, and they go all the way up to 88%. And I'm going to show you a great and a special at the moment where you could really get some credible leverage and value, make your money really work for you in terms of when you're diversified in this world. So let's take a look at the mining contracts. Really exciting. There are 5 tiers that really I'm going to focus on in this presentation. There are some basic entry-level tiers, less than this tier 1, but these are the ones that really excite and really start to make sense in terms of the great percentage and are actually quite affordable. You know, a level 1 tier mining license, think of this as owning a license to mine, costs you $399. You're going to get $399 of bonus shares, which is pretty exciting. And you've got the ability now to load this mine. Get yourself mining spades and equipment and employees. Of course, this is all digital. It's no real people, but you could load the mine in terms of infrastructure power to maximize the mining load. And this 18.8% you're going to get on the load value. Now you think, okay, so that might cost me $399 for the license plus $2,000 load, but there's a great incentive where you could really leverage with our own G999 cryptocurrency coin, which we have in GS Partners. That's this coin over here on my t-shirt, G999. I'll show you some great leverage now. There we go, tier 2, $999, tier 3, $3,000. You can put up to $15,000 load. It's important to note here that you can see the mining percentage. That's the APY return. That's the annual percentage yield return you get per year on $2,000. And it tiers up 28.8% on a tier 2. You're going to get 28.8% per year on your $5,000 load, 38.8% on a $15,000, and we tear up to the exciting mines. You can see it goes all the way up 58%, all the way up to 88% APY return on these mining contracts. Of course, these licenses cost more, $6,000 and $12,000 for tier 4, tier 5, but you could substantially load them up, $50,000, $500,000, and you get better terms of time. You get paid out in shorter intervals. Really, really exciting. If you want to go through all the different tiers and you've been invited on this call, get back to the person that invited you. They will explain and show you the benefits of each tier. And I will show you one hypothetical example now of a tier 3. Now, I spoke about our G999 coin. It's incredibly exciting. Its market value is just under half a US cent now. So you could buy and diversify into this crypto coin, get some of these G999 coins and use leverage into the Lydian world, because Lydian world sees the value of G999 at 2.5 cents. That's more than a 5x increase in G999 in terms of load. So you're thinking, well, Brendan, what does that mean? Well, for every $1 of G999 you bring into the Lydian world, you'll be offered $5.50. And this is as of to date, as of now in February 2022, when I'm doing this presentation. Of course, the market value of G999 can change in the future and go up. It very likely will go up. And then, of course, the leverage won't be quite as 5.5. But right now, if you take action, $5.50 for every $1 you spend in G999, they will give you $5.50 mining load value that you can load into a digital mine. That is an exciting topic. That's exciting. It's incredible that you could actually load a mine and get that capital load value back. Yes, let me just share for you what I mean here. You know, if I take a look at a tier 3 mine, it's $3,000 to get a tier 3 mine. $3,000 to get a tier 3 mine, and to load it, you only have to spend $2,500 on G999 to get $15,000. Think about that. You spend $3,000 to get your license. You then spend $2,500, and they're giving you $15,000 load, because we are using G999 to get that 5.5x leverage. So the actual cost to buy and fill is actually only $5,499. And this mine runs for 2 years and pays 38.8% of $15,000. Not the amount of money you actually spend for the 2.5. You're getting $15,000 on your 38.8%. So the total rewards you receive is about $500 a month and close to $6,000 a year. But at the end of your mining contract, at the end of the 2 years, you're going to get your $15,000 back in our crypto coin, Lydian Stater. You're going to get $15,000 back plus the amount of crypto that you accrued, $6,000 every year. So for 2 years, you're making $12,000 in rewards, total rewards, and you're getting the $15,000 back and the license. That means in total over 2 years, you're going to get close to $30,000 back, and you only spend $5,499. $5,499, $30,000 over 2 years. That's a $24,000 profit on top of the amount of money that it cost you. And this is just a tier 3. A tier 4, a tier 5 is even bigger. Now, this leverage is exciting now. It won't be the same maybe in March, April as the G999 price increases. So you've got the best opportunity right now to fill digital mines. And that we're going to last you some, create you some great big passive income over the next short while. It's really, really, really exciting. Utilize this G999 coin to get that 5.5x leverage. So you could go big, you could earn big. Become a citizen, mine the country resources. Remember, you become a citizen by using those Lydian lines you get from that NFT. You could buy a citizenship in any country. You could upgrade your citizenship. You don't have to upgrade to get a digital mine. As a citizen, you could put a digital mine in place, starting from a tier 1 to 5. There are even some entry-level ones, and start mining the country resources. Use G999 coin, buy that coin, and use the leverage because of the sell value that they give it for in the Lydian world. That's to go big and earn big in the Lydian world. Now, to earn from a global network, I'm going to shift gears slightly and talk about the business money side. You know, I came from an IT background. I worked in the corporate world for 20 years. I was always in that space. And I said, I need to start diversifying. Started creating myself a part-time business, a side business, which I could run from home and earn from a global network and start changing my cards. not just rely on my single income salary. And I decided to embrace what the company offers with their partner program. And it is a simple plan. We simply earn crypto rewards. We earn Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, even our own G999. And you know what we could do with G999? We could put it straight into those digital mines and get leverage. I'm earning G999 every single day. I'm earning drips of these crypto rewards because I have taken action to build myself my own distribution community, my own team. And simply put, I started promoting all the products and services GS Partners offers, all the products and services in the Lydian world, the digital mines, the citizenships through Lydian lines. And remember, all of these projects you will earn commission from, and I'll talk about that just now. And it's powered by our G999 coin. That is our utility coin. It runs the entire blockchain, the entire ecosystem of GS Partners and this Lydian world. So simply put, we share with everyone and we tell others to do the same. Why keep it to yourself? Tell them how they can create themselves some passive income, multiple income streams in this business, and allow your business to start duplicating. I'm creating my own sales channel force, which I'm helping them, and I can leverage off their networks. They may know someone who wants a tier 5 mine, because we've got not just a single commission of 15% commission every time I refer someone directly. We've got a 9-level tiering plan, and we could grow. And I'm going to share a hypothetical. And remember, this is no guarantee of income, and nothing's ever an exact science, and there's no claims major. But this merely illustrates that if I bring 3 people into GS Partners and they purchase themselves an NFT voucher and they become a citizen, they get themselves a digital mine, they get themselves a crypto debit card, I'll talk about shortly. The question is who they refer to. But let's say they referred exactly 3 people they know each, and it duplicated amongst many levels. It goes 9 levels deep, and you could potentially build, as it compounds, as it duplicates, a team of 30,000 people over 9 levels simply for introducing this to 3 individuals. Now, the commission plan, 15% direct, whoever I refer to, if they buy just a simple NFT voucher, not even talking digital mines or any of the other products and services, I'm going to make 15% of that $99. That's 3 times $33. 3 people I introduced. That's $15 commission I'm almost made. But the beautiful thing is it tiers 9 levels. It tiers down 5%, 4%. Because if those people want to work with me, going, Brendan, you're more experienced. You've been in this for a few years. I know some people. Can you help me chat to them? If they sell or refer anybody, they're going to make 15% commission, but I'm going to make 5% because they are second from once removed from me. That's incredible. And this shows the power. As you build a team of 30,000 people, if it was an exact science hypothetical, it shows you the power that you could be making as everyone buys a $33 voucher per month. You could be making $51,000 a month once you have accrued yourself a team of 30,000 people. Hey, if you even accrue yourself a team of 2,000 people, you're making close to $3,000 a month. You just need to start. You need to plug into our training and strategies, and we're here to support you all the way. Should you want to become a partner, just remember it is a choice. It is entirely optional to become an active partner. You have your own referral link. Just like when you use Uber Eats and Uber app, you could share your referral code to people if they want to download the Uber app, and Uber will financially reward you. GS Partners does exactly the same with their commission plan. And there is all kinds of exciting incentives. Stay on to hear some more incentives later on in the training today. But there are 7 ways we get paid in these cryptos, in the residual income as active partners. There are company bonuses, sales bonuses, Blockstar bonuses, and we can even earn when everybody swipes their crypto debit cards, you earn a bit of the transactional fees because we share in that. It is decentralized. No bank owns that crypto debit card. We share in that revenue, all of us together, because I built a distribution team, everyone swiping their crypto debit card. I actually earn a bit of the transaction. I become my own bank. That's really exciting. Purchases, fees, and transactions are shared amongst us as a community. These are just some of the key areas that we make because we are earning from a global network, because I'm an active partner with what we do. And I've started changing my cards. I'm earning passive income as a citizen. I'm earning passive income through a digital mine. I've created wealth by diversifying into G999 and creating more G999 through some DeFi services, which someone could share with you. I'm not talking about the DeFi services even today on this presentation, where you could grow, like get interest, get rewards in crypto passively every month. I'm earning from a global network because I've told people how they could change their cards. I've educated people how they can safely get into crypto. And now I'm getting rewarded in Bitcoin and crypto, 9-level tiering. That's another residual income besides the passive income, set and forget while I sleep from the products that I earn. And finally, how do you spend this crypto? How do you have absolute control of your money? Well, we've got our own crypto debit card to spend your gains that you're earning residually, that you're earning passively through those multiple income streams. It's called GS Lifestyle. It's an entire internet platform. You get your own internet banking platform. You get your own physical crypto debit card. And there are various cards, plastic, stainless steel, gold. I'll show you just now. And this online platform, you could store crypto. You could exchange it to fiat, US dollar, Japanese yen, pound, euro, yen. You could move it from fiat currency back to crypto. You can see the cryptos here in the screenshot, Ethereum, etc., Bitcoin. And of course, you can make payments. You could deposit it into international banks, local banks, and swipe it. It is powered by MasterCard. I can put it into an ATM and draw out money. It has concierge benefits. It has discounts of hotels and flights. It is a full, like you'd expect from a platinum credit card solution provider. This crypto debit card has all of this, including for you to be able to store and spend your crypto gains all under one platform. It's incredibly powerful. I recommend you definitely get yourself a crypto debit card. Starts at about $79 for a plastic one. You can get an aluminum one. And of course, there's stainless steel, gold plated, solid gold. They come with various benefits, various max spends, various interest rates, etc. Get back to the person advising you. They can share the options for you. So you could obtain and buy yourself your own crypto debit card so you could spend your gains. So you're probably wondering, okay, products and services, I can become a citizen, I could move into the digital mining space. Can I do the referral side, active side? Do I have to be an expert salesman? Do I have to know how to present? Well, we've got this all covered for you. So you don't have to be an expert in all those areas. You know, simply put, can you share a video? We share funny videos all the time, TikToks, YouTube. We've got a video that you could share to anyone that explains what we offer as a business, explains what we offer through our products and services. And if they want to know more information after you shared that video, you could say, hey, come on to a live presentation, either in person. I sometimes do them around South Africa. We go on tours live, or we do these every week on Zoom globally. So no one around the world doesn't feel they have to fly into South Africa to listen to a presentation. We've got these Zoom calls for our team every single week. And like you're listening to one right now, Saturday morning for me in Cape Town in South Africa. And they can then get their questions answered on a Q&A call after the presentation, or stay on for the training, because we're going to go into a deep dive into some of the products and services, etc. Maybe make a bit more sense, especially this is sometimes overwhelming to listen all at once, but we try to make it as simple as possible. You can do that. 1, 2, 3 is all you need to do. And someone will say, thanks very much, Brendan. That makes sense. I want a crypto debit card. I want a digital mine to get that percentage. How do I get one? And you share your referral link, and you're ready on your way to starting to build your own distribution sales team and business. So the next steps is free to register an account. Get back to the person that invited you. They will have their referral link, and you could register your account there, buy yourself a $33 NFT voucher, and become an active partner with that at the same time, and become a citizen. You maybe get only small island countries. Of course, you could buy multiple bigger NFT vouchers after $33, goes all the way up to $888 in terms of amount of Lydian lines if you want to get more casino chips to play into this world. And then, of course, get yourself a digital mine with the leverage through G999, that great special we have at the moment in February 2022. And if you choose to do so optionally, build a business. Start referring to people to create yourself that passive income. It only costs $33 a month to be an active partner, to be active, to earn those 9-level commissions, to earn those Blockstar pool bonuses and all the specials and incentives that the company gives. It is that simple in terms of what we do with GS Partners. And it's allowed me to leave the corporate world. I no longer work in 8 to 5. I don't work Monday to Friday in IT in the job. I left the IT world about 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago was the last time I actually earned my local currency, Rand, in South Africa. I haven't earned that. I've only been earning crypto for the last 2.5 years through the products and services, through the residual income as an active partner, which GS Partners offers. And you could do the same. It's not a story about loan with me. I've changed lots of people's lives that have also left the job world, that have started to diversify and realize there is a better way to embrace the digital economy and start earning that sort of money. It's allowed me to drop my kid off at school and then go to gym in my own time and be at home during the day, and then take leave when I want to go. And last week, my Bruce is on on the call here. Bruce and I we went to Maldives for 2.5 weeks. And then we went to Dubai for another week or two. We went away for 4.5 weeks, and I still went on leave other times during the year because I don't have to worry about leave days or ask my boss for leave. This business has opened up some time freedom and freedom to spend time with your family and financial freedom in terms of that cash flow that you generate, passively through the multiple income streams and the wealth that we could create. And you could do the same as well. So thanks very much for listening. I'm going to pass over back to Janine.
Absolutely fabulous, Brendan. Thank you so much. And I love that real live example of the tier 3 mining certificate that you showed and the absolute massive value that one can get right now. Well, I just want to share with you, you have choice, as Brendan shared with you. You have choice to either come in and build your own portfolio, and you have choice to do that, plus bring other people along with you. So I'm not fully earning and living just on cryptos. I'm still earning normal fiat currency. But what I absolutely love is that every month I can take a portion of my fiat currency, take it through an exchange, and purchase myself a $33 membership every month and acquire an asset, because for that $33, I get a $28 NFT, and I'm slowly starting to build my assets, acquiring citizenships in many countries and starting to generate a passive income. And you can do that too. I have shared this with a couple of other people, and the extra cryptocurrency I earned on the simple plan that we have where we earn Bitcoin and Ethereum, I was able to take my card that Brendan shared with you recently to the UK and spend my cryptos in the UK. And that was absolutely fantastic. So beautiful when this whole ecosystem comes together and it is able to enhance your general lifestyle. A great way to go. I want to invite those of you that joined us for the presentation to stay on for a little bit of training, because what we're going to do right now is learn a little bit more about those digital mining certificates in the Lydian world that Brendan referred to. And I've got a gentleman to introduce you to. He's based out of Dubai, originally from South Africa. He's a dad with 3 young boys, wife and husband to Jenna. And looks like he's just been dragged out the bush. Actually, Bruce, have you just got off the beach? Bruce took his family over to Dubai last year, and he is a phenomenal educator, an absolute servant leader who is totally focused on educating people around blockchain technology. And in fact, he's going to be hosting a blockchain workshop, which we'll hear more about later on. For those of you that just want to understand crypto, metaverse, central exchanges, gaming, NFTs, all of the things you've heard today. So without further ado, Bruce, over to you. Good to see you.
Janine, thank you. Yeah, thanks so much for having me. And Brendan, what a fantastic presentation. Apologies for the look. It is already 11:30 a.m. here in Dubai. We've already spent the morning on the rugby field with our 3 sons. And so it was a dash back to the apartment to make sure that I could be on this call. So thanks so much for having me on the call. I get the privilege of opening up our Lydian World dashboard, opening up our GS Partners dashboard, and showing you the steps that you can take or start planning to take in the first 48 hours of your business. Because it's one thing to get this information, but information in action is really what we're striving for as a community. So I want to show you the action steps you can take off the back of the information that Brendan has presented today. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Give me a second here, share screen. And I'm going to spend a little bit of time just on 2 platforms. I'm going to spend one on our partner platform, and I'm going to spend some time on the Lydian World platform. And not a lot of time. I just want to show you how simple it is to navigate through these dashboards. Now, if you are brand new in our community and you've open up a free account, your dashboard might be slightly different. In other words, you might have a little less functionality. But the good news is, if you want to upgrade and get full functionality, and more importantly, if you want to be able to buy everything in GS Partners and Lydian World at least a 10% discount, then it's worth you scrolling down to a section on your page where it would say upgrade to partner. You can see I'm already a partner. I've paid my $33 monthly subscription. But here in your dashboard, if you're a free customer, you'll have a section here that allows you to upgrade. And it's very simple to upgrade. You need to fund your GS Partners account. We fund our account in the financial section simply by depositing a cryptocurrency of our choice. Now, if you're watching this live or if you're watching this as a recording, there's a good chance that someone in our community, whether they're South African based or UK based, maybe they are Malaysian based or Australian, maybe they're in Europe or across in the US or Canada. Of course, my internet's weak. They'll be able to show you an exchange that's best for you, because not all exchanges are equal in all territories. So it's very simple. You can just put your fiat money into an exchange, and then you can choose to load your account with any of these cryptos: Ethereum, G999, Bitcoin, Tether, XLT. It's possible to load your account. I think my internet is jumping up and down, so I'm really hoping the quality of what I'm saying is coming through, because the screen quality seems to be on a bit of a blink at the moment. Once you've loaded your account, you'll then be able to get value inside your GS Partners account and exchange that value here into Lydian World. So one of the things that we've been helping people do in our community is make sure that they start earning from the natural digital resource that sits inside Lydian World. Our natural digital resource inside Lydian World is something called Lydian Stater. It's a little bit like how planet Earth's natural resource is gold, or one of the resources. Gold has a certain price in the market. The natural resource for Lydian World is Lydian Stater, and this is what the market price currently has it as. I'm going to just do a pop test here in the chat function. When Brendan was showing you an example, what was the price of the Lydian Stater in those examples? Can you remember? You were saying, hey, if you do a purchase for $2,500 here, it gives you this value in Lydian World. But there was something in that example that showed the price of Lydian Stater. And the reason why I want to test your attention skills is that this resource is growing in value. The market is seeing it at a higher and higher value every week. On Brendan's example, and people are now typing in the chat function, it's great to see. In Brendan's example, it was at just over $1,000. Now that presentation that Brendan shared is 3 weeks old. That means 3 weeks ago, the market was valuing Lydian Stater at $1,000. Today, the market is valuing Lydian Stater at $1,600. We are wanting to help our community start mining this digital asset as early as possible so that they can experience that price climb and be able to receive more and more Lydian Stater over time. So it's imperative that your first step is to go and upgrade your partner account into a $33 account so that you've got a live active dashboard, and you can get discounts on buying your mining certificates. Once you've done that in GS Partners, we'll then show you how to take that value across into Lydian World and mine and load up your mining certificates. I'm almost done. I just want to show you an example of a mining certificate. I'm working closely with a team of people here in Dubai, and we're currently loading a fairly large mining certificate. We've gone and purchased a mining certificate, and we're mining in the country of Puerto Rico. Remember, this is a digital resource on a digital map in a digital world called Lydian World. But we went and looked at Puerto Rico on the world map here in Lydian World. We saw that there's only 43,000 Lydian Stater in Puerto Rico. And so we've decided to try and mine out as much of those 43,000 Lydian Staters that we can. And so we took the time to go and purchase a $12,000 mining certificate. And we're currently going through the process of filling the mining power so that we can get access to as much of that Lydian Stater resource in Puerto Rico as we can. The exciting thing is that G999 here in Lydian World is valued at 2.5 cents. But when we go out and fetch it from other exchanges, the global market hasn't yet cottoned on to its value in Lydian world. And so they're still pricing it at about 1/4 of a cent. And so I've been playing around on different exchanges. We've been going into South Exchange, BitX Live, GS Trade Exchange. You don't need to know all of this. Somebody can help you do 1 or 2 clicks. But we've been fetching this coin on the open market at 1/4 of a cent, and we've been redeploying it in here at 2.5 cents. That's called an arbitrage, when you can find something very cheap in one marketplace and realize it at a higher value somewhere else. And so even though we've managed to load this certificate with almost $250,000 worth of value, it hasn't cost us $250,000. It's cost us a lot less. In fact, for those mathematicians, who can guess how much it's costing us? And this is a strategy that we're sitting with different people, whether you're trying to fill up a $500,000 certificate or you're trying to fill up a $2,000 certificate, the strategy is still the same. And so we're taking advantage of these cheap coins that we're getting on the market, and we're redeploying it in here, and we're redeploying it into an asset. So I want to share what this asset starts to look like. So we have a tier 5. This is a very useful calculator. This has helped us come up with this strategy, and we are filling it with $500,000 worth of G999. It's only costing us about 1/5 of that price to do that. But what happened is, the moment we purchased our certificate got locked up in value in Lydian Stater, and the amount of Lydian Staters that we're going to mine also gets locked off the market. So this is the $500,000 worth that we're buying up here. Okay, that gets locked off the market out of Puerto Rico, and the 88% per annum that we're getting on this for the next 3 years also gets locked off. So that's 46,000 Lydian Staters that sit in Puerto Rico. This team that we're working with here, just on this one certificate, is already laying claim. This is a mining claim. We're laying claim to over 1,000 of those 46,000 Lydian Staters. And we don't know where the dollar value is going to finish on this. We don't know if Lydian Stater is going to continue to climb. Personally, I think because people are waking up to this very cheap price out of G999 that they can bring in here, and it's almost at a 5x value, I think we might see some people selling Lydian Stater at lower than market price later in the year. But if you've got a 5x buffer, you're not really going to feel that drop in price too much. But again, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. It might actually be a lot higher in value, in which case we've really, really come out strong on this particular strategy. So as I start handing back to Janine, I want to finish up by saying this very, very simply, very simply. If you are plugged into this community, you're going to end up plugging into a support base that is looking at the markets and understands them, and is looking at Lydian world and understands it, and they can help you get a citizenship like the one we've got in Puerto Rico, and they can help you start mining. Those are your first steps. Your first 48 hours are very simple. How do we help you get a citizenship in Lydian world through your GS Partners platform? And how do we help set up a strategy? That I've shown you over there, that's been a week strategy, a week-long strategy. We've given ourselves 90 days to do it in. It's a 90-day strategy, but we've already managed to get through almost half of that load in 1 week, because we know what we're doing. We're working with a community who knows what they're doing, and you get to plug into that same knowledge base and those same strategies. So thank you so much for your time. Go take steps right now. Take the first 48 hours to open your account, and let the person sitting with you show you how to set up a 90-day strategy. You can shorten it like we've done, or you can take the full 90 days, but do something in the next 3 months. Janine, thanks so much. Handing back to you.
Thanks so much, Bruce. You can head back to the beach. Really, really huge value. Thank you for showing that to us and sharing that with us. And as Brendan shared with you, there are mining certificates that start at entry level and going all the way up to the size that Bruce showed us. So there really is not a one size fits all. There is a size for everybody's needs, and we really are here to help you. So as I've introduced you to Brendan in Cape Town, Bruce in Dubai, we're going to head now over to the Netherlands. And I want to introduce you to another phenomenal servant leader within our community. And as Bruce said, we're here to really educate and share. And Harry van Schaik in the Netherlands, who's better known as Ames Lydian World on our Zoom calls, has really made it his absolute mission and priority to understand the Lydian world and to educate as many people. And we've asked him today to share how he's doing that and to invite you to join his YouTube channel in whatever language you are in to learn and understand. So Harry, thank you so much for joining us. I know it's chilly there in the Netherlands and you're still in lockdown, but really appreciate your input. Thank you.
Thank you so much for Janine for having me. Good morning, everybody from a chilly Netherlands. Yes, but we do not mind. We're looking ice skating on the Olympics, so that's all good. Today, I want to touch a little bit on how-to videos. What we identified in our community is that we are a global community, and we also have a lot of different languages. So what is important is that we know the products, and Brendan and Bruce, they explained very good. And I want to touch a little bit on how to do this when there is no business partner or there is no community available, so you still can do the task. And what we set up as a task is that we set up a very simple YouTube channel, and I want to take you through that, where you can find for yourself or your community or for your team how-to videos. And maybe I want to share. I already put a link into the chat function, and we're going to share some knowledge. And hello, David, and hello, Meg. Nice to see you also. I'm going to take it from the start. Janine, can you see my my Google screen? All good?
Yes, Harry, we can see your Google. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the Google screen and just simple type in Lydian World. Then we get all different kinds of links already to Lydian World, but then we do not show up the YouTube channel. So just go to YouTube, and there then we can type in the same thing in the search button, the Lydian World. And then we get also general things on Lydian World. Already one is showing, but when you put behind it the language that you are in, so let's for instance say, can people type in the chat function, what is your native language? Mine is Dutch. Speak a little bit of English and then the rest. But what is your native language? I have Dutch, thank you, Meg. Afrikaans. Oh, that's interesting. English, I see English. So we have Afrikaans and English, Dutch. Awesome. Okay, Portuguese. Welcome, Helena. Awesome. I can show you some nice things as well. But I've French. Let me go to Afrikaans. Afrikaans, we put behind it, and on YouTube. And what do we see? We see already Lydian World Afrikaans, niet ambtelijk. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong, but there we go to the channel. And here we see a young channel. We just set this up with one of the leaders in South Africa. I'm very grateful for the ones who helped us with this. And you already can see the layout. It's always the same. We see the home button, and here you can see we have 4 being put up. We have the videos, will be the same. We have a playlist. And when you go to playlist, you click on this, then you'd see every video. But here you can see the full playlist. Everything what's on it. And here, waar kan ik die nieuwe platform van Lydian World vind? That is one of the videos, easy videos. So when you want to see it, you can see it. It's very short, as you can see, 38 minutes, 1 minute 10, 1 minute 8. And it really goes down to step by step by step. So everything is in picture shape, and that is what you can do. And let me give you a little example how it works. A little disclaimer, of course, we get on this, and after that we have the sheets, and this one is very simple. Where can I find Lydian World? And that's it. That's video 1, yeah? Just to show where it can be found. When you want to share it with one of your team members, just go to this little arrow and you can see all the different options where you can. You can also copy it and send it to them on another way. Then I go back to the Lydian World. Then we go to very exciting thing. When we look at the channels, we have managed in the last week with fantastic help of our leaders in all over the world, actually setting up a formula with the same format all the time. So what we do is we have Portuguese. I saw that, and I have a very enthusiastic leader. As you can see, in Portuguese, already 6 videos showed up. We are working on the second playlist already. And here you have everything in your own language, from related from GS Partners to Lydian World. We get everything done. So the channels we have now is in German, in English, in Ruyankole, and language from Uganda, Swedish, French, Flemish, Dutch, Spanish, Romanian, Afrikaans, Russian, and Malaysian. So we are working now in every single languages with leaders in the background, and we are showing. To show you where it's a little bit going, because Afrikaans is a beginning one, and the English one is a really established one we are already working on for many months. We have different items. We give daily updates, what is brought by the company, what's in the news sections of Lydian World, all in a small, short format. So you have in 1 minute 50 the latest news of the day. The videos, as you can see, we are working on this on questions, agenda, trainings. We even introduced Lydian World of Fame. So we got this all covered. On the playlists, as you can see, we have different items already. And when you do sort by and the latest video added, you can see exactly that every morning at 7 o'clock my time, the new agenda will go up. And here you can see trainings that we have, Q&A, instruction guides, World of Fame, the official events, the official trainings, everything in a nice order. When we go to the channels, the same as the others, the format is all the same. You can subscribe to every channel if you want. And when we go to About, we have a short explanation of Lydian World and a disclaimer. And here you can find the official links of the Lydian World website, of the Twitter, and of the Telegram account. This was it from my side. I hope you got some value of this. And if you need some instruction videos, or you maybe have other languages that you don't see on the channel yet, please reach out to me. Then we can also set up one in your native language, because the language barrier is something that we have to cover. And I hope with this platform, we can serve the community. Back to you, Janine.
Harry, absolutely phenomenal. You are serving the community in such a huge way, because what I want to tell all of you is this is something that Harry and his supporter and partner in business, Nicolette, have done purely out of their need to serve the community and help people get educated. So what an honor and privilege that we all have to leverage off the hard work that you've been doing, Harry, and your willingness to make sure that everybody comes along with us. Thank you so much for that. You really are a phenomenal asset to us, and what an advantage we have to leverage off you. Thank you very much. So Harry did post in the chat function. Maybe, Harry, if you want to just post that link again, because people might have missed it with the chats going on. Really invite you to go and get your questions answered. I had a question earlier this week. Within 24 hours, I had an answer, and it's up there as a question, because if you've got questions, other people might have the same question as well. So really, thank you so much, Harry. So earlier on, as I said, we were introducing you to a whole lot of new vocabulary, and you've got the opportunity. Well, you've got 2 opportunities, but you might not be able to take advantage of the face-to-face opportunities we are going to have in South Africa over the next week. So I'm going to head back to Dubai to Bruce, who's going to share with you how this entire global community can share in an education of note happening next Saturday, the 19th of February. So over to you, Bruce.
Janine, thanks so much for that. An incredible amount of work that Harry and his team have put in there. And it's not just Harry and his team. He has managed to gather volunteers, influencers, communicators from our entire global community to put those resources together. So it really is it's awesome being part of such education-based and strong community like this one. Having said that, I do want to invite every person on this call, whether you're in South Africa or abroad, and certainly if you're abroad, to a blockchain workshop that's being hosted next week, Saturday. Now, this is going to be a 3-hour workshop. We're going to cover blockchain as a technology, the history of blockchain, how you can create a crypto portfolio. We're going to talk about understanding exchanges, the decentralized ones, the centralized ones. We're going to talk about decentralized finance, NFTs, the game finance movement. We're going to be addressing liquidity rewards. We're going to talk about how to leverage a commissioned community strategy, much like what Brendan covered today. And we're going to look at best practice within the Lydian World platform. So if you've got people who've been asking you questions about cryptocurrencies, if you've got people in your community, in business with you, family members, and you want to put them onto a call where they're going to walk away with a lot of bandwidth, and they're going to walk away with a lot of education on blockchain as a whole, then invite them to Saturday's blockchain workshop. I have put the starting times in UK, Europe, Central Africa, and Dubai time. If I've missed your time zone, please get out the World Time Buddy app and type in 9 a.m. CAT and have a look at what the time zone will be for you. The Zoom link is attached there as well. You can see the ID. It's actually the same Zoom link that we're on this week for this call. And at the end of that workshop, I'm going to be giving away a $500 guest giveaway. In other words, if you are on there and you've got a whole lot of people on there, someone, whether there's 100 people on that call, 500 people on that call, someone is going to be gifted $500 to put into their cryptocurrency portfolio. And you may just know someone who needs this education and maybe needs a head start. Invite them to this workshop. Help them, equip them. And if they never do anything with this information, you've at least done your part to move it from less than 3% global adoption to maybe 4%. That's our role. And so we're going to do this monthly. I want to thank you for your time. I'm going to look forward to seeing you all, as well as guests, family, business partners on next week's blockchain workshop. 3 hours of pure awesomeness, guys. There's no other way to describe it. I'm running it. I think it's going to be awesome. We put hours and hours into this, so come along. Thanks so much. That's me punting the workshop. Janine, over to you.
Thanks, Bruce, and all the kudos to you. And you have the right to punt it. It is a phenomenal workshop. I've participated in one before, and Bruce has a unique and innate ability of explaining this very technical world in very simple, easy to understand way, that you'll walk away from that workshop absolutely knowing and understanding cryptos, understanding what's been shared with you today. And for those of you that may have already been part of this project for a while and for the last year, I can tell you right now, there is still going to be stuff that you can learn from that workshop. And as Bruce said, share this with other people, invite them to come and join you and invite them along to get educated. If nothing else, let's educate the nation as much as we possibly can, here locally and internationally, and it'll be great to have our partners globally tuning into that session. So we're heading into the last section of today, and the reason I'm excited about this is because we've all got very familiar and comfortable with Zoom over the last 2 years since COVID hit and online presentations became the norm, and they will continue to become the norm because they're a new way of doing business. But there's nothing nicer than being face-to-face in a room, feeling the energy and having the opportunity of actually meeting people in this community and feeling their heart and feeling where they're coming from. So we've got an opportunity coming up in this next week. But before I share the information about that, I want to introduce you to a gentleman who really is a visionary. He's a leader. He's spoken on global stages around the world. He has built multiple six-figure income earner in the network marketing industry. He is one of the council members on the GS Partners team. We really, really value his input. He hasn't been 100% well, so we're really grateful, Andrew, that you're joining us on the call today. And over to you, because I know you are passionate about what it is that you're wanting to share with everybody today.
Yeah, thanks so much, Janine. All I can say is that is that for those of you who had the Delta version or the original version, I feel sorry for you because even Omicron's not that great, but here we are. And what an awesome morning. What an awesome morning. Can I just see from a show of hands or just from comments in the comments box, who would have liked to have more people listening to Brendan's presentation earlier? Who would have loved to have more people here? Wasn't that an unbelievable presentation? And there's a reason I ask it, and I'm guessing everyone who's still on here, you know, we're all affiliates, want to make money, but I'm going to ask a more specific question. I just want to tell you a very quick story. And Janine, thank you so much for bringing that up about live meetings. You see, when I started in network marketing back in 2011, my big problem was cash flow. I was broke. I had an IT business that had gone under in 2008. I got a sales job for 3 years. I was earning, I don't know, 20,000 Rand a month in that sales job. And my problem was cash flow. So it's a bit of a hard question, but I just want to ask everyone on this call, who on this call needs more cash flow? So if you, okay, so if you need more cash flow, type the word cash flow. Okay, Belinda says cash flow, cash flow, cash flow, cash flow, cash flow. Yeah, cash flow. You see, that was the problem that I had in 2011. And I want to tell you a quick story about what we can do to create more cash flow so we can participate on tier 3, 4, and 5 mining certificates. Do you guys all agree that those mining certificates are unbelievable? I mean, Bruce showed you what that tier 5 is doing. And when you use your money, you see there's two ways to create residual income. Either leverage of money or time. Those are the two. Okay. So what many people have with Lydian World is the ability to leverage off their money. But you see, in 2011, I would not have had that. I would have not have had the ability to leverage off the money I had. I don't think I would have been able to buy, you know, even a tier 2 mining certificate. But what I did have was time. What I did have was the ability to use my time to create enough residual income. And so in 2011, I used the business model. Listen to me carefully here, people. I used the business model of network marketing to do what? To do what? To create cash flow for myself. Cash flow which I didn't have. You see, during 2011, from 2011 to today, there's only 2 people that I've met coming into our world. I don't talk about Lydian World particularly, but coming into the network marketing world. People who want to make money from the business and people who want to make money from the ability to make money from their money in the business. And as you can see, Bruce has found someone who's working with that's got enough money to put into the Lydian World to leverage off a tier 5 mining certificate. But how do we get there if we don't have that sort of money? How do we get to a tier 3, a tier 4, a tier 5? And the answer to that is, if we don't have the money to do that, then we need to go out and build a business. Would you all agree with that? Would you agree with me that if you don't have the cash flow, we should use the business model to create the cash flow, to be able to use the excess income that we make to be able to pump back into income producing assets, right? Now, that's all I've done for 10 years. And so as Janine said, 11 years now. Let me tell you what happened. You see, I've always been in the network marketing field. I've always been in a business where the products made us money as well. I've never been, since 2011, in the lotions and potions game where we're consuming the product. I've always wanted to be in a network marketing business where the product makes us more money. And so for the last 11 years, that's what I've been doing. So for the first 5 years, I worked on my cash flow. Now, a lot of people want to get rich overnight, but this isn't a get rich quick scheme. Although I would still say that 5 years is not a long time to get wealthy. Would you guys agree? 3 to 5 year plan to get wealthy is not a long time in the bigger scheme of things. Would you agree? But I want to tell you something, that from 2011 to 2015, I worked on one thing and one thing only, and that was building a team, building the business to create enough passive and residual income that I could use the excess funds to put into things like mining cryptocurrencies, to put into things like the Lydian world, like you see now, where we can create more income, passive income from the assets. So what did I do? How did I do that? Well, you know, Eric Worre talks about 7 skills in the, to become a professional network marketer. I want to tell you that those skills are vital. But I'm a lot of people think I work very hard, and I do work hard, but I'm actually very lazy by nature. I try to work smart. And what I worked out very, very early on, I think by about 2013, it took me 2 years to work that. You see, before 2013, I tried to be the magic. I tried to be the person who was doing everything for everyone. But then I started to listen to some of my mentors, and they kept saying to me, events build big businesses. I will say this again, events build big businesses. And Eric Worre talks about that in skill number 7. He talks about it as the biggest income producing skill, the art of effectively promoting events. And this is what I did from 2013. From 2013, I created events. Now, I had to create the events because I was the #1 person in South Africa. But you know what? I also realized I wasn't the best. I wasn't necessarily the best person in South Africa to do the presentations. I wasn't necessarily the best trainer to do the best training in South Africa. What I knew was how to build a network marketing business and put the infrastructure in place. And so from about 2013 and what I did is I created the events in South Africa, and I very, very, very quickly worked out that if I spent every week, listen to me carefully now, that if I spent every week making sure that I could just get the people into those events, the people that were better than me at presenting, like Brendan's just better than me, guys. I mean, I don't have an ego. I asked you in the beginning, how good was that presentation? I mean, I'm sitting there going, I wish I was that good. But Brendan's better than me. And so if I worked out that if I could put people in front of people like Brendan once a week, or people like Bruce once a week, then they would do the job for me because they're just better than me. And so that's what we're doing now virtually every week on a Saturday, where we have presentations and you can put people in front of Brendan. That's what we have on our GSP Pro tool. We put Brendan on there for you so Brendan can do the heavy lifting for you. But we got good at getting people to events. But I want to tell you something, nothing beats a live event. Nothing beats being in a room, physically in a room with people. Nothing. Nothing. And so we are starting them here in South Africa. And Bruce, I want to say to you very, very, very thank you so much, Bruce, for creating the once a month crypto workshop, which will happen mid-month, every month now, where our international community and our South African community can log on. But here in South Africa, we have quite a big community, and we're going to start our live events again now that COVID restrictions are coming down again. And so here's what I want to tell you, is that this next week, we are starting our roadshow. Let me just share my screen with you. Just give me a sec. I can't find it, obviously. That would be lucky. Just typical. Hang on. I'll just bring that up again. Then I'll bring, hang on. I'll just bring that up again. And sort of a bit of brain fog will do for you. Okay. So this coming week in South Africa, we're doing our 3 cities tour. We're starting, for those of us in Durban, on Tuesday, the 15th of Feb, we will be at the Salt Rock Country Club on Tuesday. Brendan will be flying in. I've got another surprise for you. He's not on the video, on the picture yet, but Tony de Gavea will be joining us for that road trip as well. He's going to be talking a little bit in those meetings about Yusuf's Yusuf Haidt, the chairman of our board, his upcoming tour to South Africa, along with Alex Koch and Dow and Dirk Zalman. They're all coming to South Africa. And then the next day in Johannesburg on the 16th of February, we'll be at Eagles Nest Conference Center, which is in Fourways. And then on Thursday, we'll be at the Radisson in Newlands. And these will be from 7 to 9 p.m. Now, people, as you can see, the 3 cities tour, if you can register at teamjhughes.com. If you don't have a physical ticket yet from someone in your upline, your guests are free. Members, you can pay 100 Rand at the door for 1 ticket, but if you take 3 tickets and you bring 2 team members with you, obviously, then that's 150 for 3 tickets. To register on Team Jahujis, it's coupon code G999. People, I'm going to beg you all to please, right now after this call, right now, if you haven't done so yet and you intend coming, to go and register. Why do I ask that? Well, I ask that because we need to know what the numbers are looking like. We need to know how many people we're expecting. So please go and register you and your guests on. You can pay at the door if you haven't done that yet. Lauren DeBrain will also be on that tour with us. So it's going to be a really good tour. Now, here's what I want to tell you. The reason why we're doing these events now, and I'm taking up a bit more time than I'm supposed to, but this is so important. This is so vitally important that I can't even begin to explain. We all want to create cash flow this year, right? And am I right? We all said we want to create cash flow this year, right? The people who will create the most cash flow this year will be the people who themselves are at this event next week and who have the most people there with them. And here's why. Because we're going to build this business from event to event here in South Africa again. So what we're going to do is we want you to get as many people to this event, these events next week. At that event, people, we will be selling tickets to Yusuf Heights tour, Alex Koshendal. It's called the Lydian World South African Tour. So we'll be selling tickets there. Now, I want to ask you, if you have people at Bruce's, if you have people, and I want interaction, this is so important, I need this to sink in for people. If you have, excuse me, if you have people at one of those 3 events next week, and Brendan does the presentation, and even more, like he's done today, let's say you have 3 people. What do you think the chances of those people getting registered? What do you think the chances are? If they heard Brendan's talk today at that event, what do you think the chances are? Let's say you had yourself and 3 people. I just want to ask you guys a question. Super good, Dimitri. Would you agree? A live presentation. Meg, yeah, I mean, absolutely. Karen says 100%. Yeah, it's gonna be an excellent chance. All 3 says Meg. Andrew says 100%. Janine says 100%. Okay, now I want to ask you, if those 3 people all signed up and each of them got 3 tickets for the Lydian World South African Tour, which happens a month later, how many people have you got coming with you to those events? Well, you're going to get 3 tickets, and each of the 3 people that you got, so it's 12 people. That's 12 people by the time Yusuf and Alex and get you. Do you see what we're going to do? We're going to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why I said, guys, is get people to the events. Get people to the events and we'll do the heavy lifting for you. But I want you to think even bigger. I want you to think even bigger. What happens if you had 10 people with you on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday next week? What happens if you had 10? And let's assume each of those 10 people signed up and bought 3 tickets for Yusuf and Alex and Dirk's Lydian World Tour. Well, that would be 30 plus and I'm guessing you'd buy 10 tickets. That would be 40 people with you for that. Do you understand that by April, I want you to actually understand this. Do you understand that by March, you could have a team of between 40 to 80 new people building this business with you? Because why? You make sure you got people to those events. Now, prior to COVID, this is what this team did here in South Africa. Prior to COVID, we built from event to event to event. And that's why in the previous company, we built the fastest growing team in 8 months. This is not guesswork for me. This is not guesswork for me. That's how I made multiple 6 figures in dollars worth yearly. That one skill. And I want to encourage all of us on this call, all of you to embrace that. Don't underestimate the power of being at a live event with people. Now, to make that happen and to encourage you even more, as you know, and I haven't put the slides on because I was really, really down yesterday, but I wanted to talk to you about the incentive that we've got going, for those of you who don't know. As you know, I've got 2 incentives running for Yusuf Heights trip and Alex and Dirk's. The first one is a lucky draw incentive. So for every 3 people that you sign up, new people, and I need to clarify something because I've had a few questions on this. So I'm going to clarify that today. But for every 3 people you sign up on the $33 with a $33 NFT voucher, you get 1 entry into the draw. And that already started on the 1st of February. So you get 1 entry into the draw for 3, 2 for 6, 3 for 9. Okay, now here's the and then the winner on the 10th of March, 4 days before Yusuf arrives. So we've now got less than a month. Okay. On the 10th, the lucky draw will be held. We'll do a Zoom, and the person who wins that lucky draw will get to spend an hour with Yusuf and Dirk and Alex on their own in whichever city they're attending that Lydian World South African tour. Okay, so that's very important. I mean, that can be huge for you. Imagine the pictures you could take. Imagine what you could put on social media. Imagine the belief you're going to build. Okay, and then the most important prize is for the person who does the most signups, $33. The first prize is you'll be spending the Thursday night with you and your spouse in the Saxon Hotel in Joburg with Yusuf, and then flying out the next morning to Mala Mala Game Reserve, Mala Mala Lodge with Yusuf, the executive team, myself and Tony, Brendan, Bruce, Lauren and Ray. It's going to be an amazing, amazing, amazing prize. Here's one thing that I need to explain. Although if you signed up someone now, they still need to be active when we do the draw. Why are we doing that? Because we want you to make sure that you're building a team. We want you to make sure you're following up with them and making sure they're remaining active. So on the 10th, we're going to look at all the people who signed up. We're going to make sure they're still active on the $33, and that's what we're going to count up. And that's forcing you to build the business properly. Okay, that's just one addendum that I wanted to make. And so that's going to be very exciting. So guys, it all starts next week. I don't want to take up too much more time. It all starts next week. Make sure you and as many of your people are at that event or those events as possible. Please, I beg you, go and register now. Who has not registered? Let me just ask this. Who has not registered on teamjahugis.com yet? Please just say, and if you intend coming, please just say me there. I'm not gonna get angry or anything like that, so don't worry. Okay, Lorraine, if you can just go and register, please. Karen, please go and register if you're coming. Belinda, please, guys, please go and do it. Please, 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 please. And anyone that you're bringing with you, please go and register, because we really, really, really need to know our numbers. Awesome, Meg. Awesome, Meg. Okay, Garth's doing it now. Please go and do it. All right, guys, so that's it from me. There are some other incentives I'm working on with Yusuf. I don't know if he's going to say yes, but I can't announce him yet. And of course, people, in May, we've got the Dubai event, and you all know Dirk's got a phenomenal. Oh, let me just talk about that. From the 15th of Feb, which is in 3 days' time, Dirk Zalman's incentive kicks off, which means anyone who signs up 15 people or more from the 15th to the 15th of March, they get a ticket to Dubai. And you also need to rank up one rank from where you are now. And if you do 30 between the 15th of March to 15th of Feb to the 15th of March, and then again from the 15th of March to the 15th of April, you can go out for dinner with the council and Eric, Worry, and Yusuf in Dubai. So that's 3 days from now. That one kicks off. And that's, I always said, our incentive would create the momentum going into that incentive so that we got as many people winning that as possible. Because if you've already started your stuff, you've already started your momentum building, well, you can only imagine in 3 days' time what's going to happen. Okay. All right. So, guys, that's it from me. Apologies for my low energy, but it's been a super to be on this call this morning, and we've got so much work. There's so much exciting things happening. There's one more thing I do want to say. Sorry, Janine, before I forget. Yusuf is bringing in 2 or 3 massive network marketers. I cannot give you their names, but if you Google them, you'll fall off your chair. These guys are bringing their teams into the Lydian world. Thanks, VJ. These people are bringing their teams into Lydian world because they are blown away by what the Lydian world can do. And so here's my question. If a multiple 7-figure, I'm multiple 6, guys. I mean, I think I've done okay, and I'm proud of what I've done, but I'm not a multiple 7. There are 3 multiple 7-figure income earners in the network marketing industry who are bringing their teams to Lydian world because they're so excited by what they see in the Lydian world. Now, if it's good enough for them, if they see it, surely it's good enough for us to start taking massive action. Surely we should be going out and smashing it, because they're not going to come in with a whimper. They're going to come in blazing. How much of the market share do you want? How much of the Lydian world do you want you and your teams to have? So let's get going next week. Let's get those rooms filled up. Play your part. Let's build a massive community in here in South Africa. Play your part. Play your part and benefit as a result. Okay. That's all I wanted to say as I end off, Janine. Thanks so much.
Stunning for sharing that. Thank you so much, Andrew. And your energy levels, we really appreciate you being on the call. You've got a big week ahead of you, so I trust you're going to get some rest this weekend, because we really want to see you firing on all cylinders in those 3 rooms this week. So a big week ahead of us, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, roadshow events happening around the country. And then on Saturday, the 19th, our blockchain workshop. So we will be posting those images in our various Facebook pages and on our social media so that you can get plugged in. Ask whoever invited you onto the call to send you the invitation so that you can have a deeper dive and look into them and diarize those very important dates. I don't know where you are in your life right now or where you have found yourself from a financial point of view, from a business point of view, but you really could choose that today is the first day of the rest of your life and come along with us within this community. The word community, we have unity within our community, as hopefully you've been able to see today. So I want to thank Brendan, Bruce, Harry, and Andrew for sharing their expertise, and all the other leaders that are on this call that contribute in the background to making all of this possible and sharing their information and their time so willingly. So Monday is Valentine's Day. I want to just leave you with this thought. Flowers are infinite. They keep growing. Bitcoin is limited, and we can earn it. Flowers die. NFTs and Bitcoin are going to grow in value. To me, the sexiest thing that you can do for Valentine's Day this year is register a free account for yourself, register a free account for your partner, and purchase them an NFT for $33 and start them on a journey that they will thank you for in the future. Thank you for spending time with us today. We look forward to seeing you on the next call. Goodbye from me, Janine.